Hello and welcome to Festool Live. My name is Frank and maybe you know me from the Festool TV videos, and also sometimes I stay on exhibition in Europe and show the nice tools from Festool. So we are here now in the headquarter training center, and with my special guest today with Phil
Or Julian,
or Julian.
as
Exactly.
you please.
And Julian, what do you do exactly at the Festool company?
So basically, my job is not that different from your job. So I am a trainer in a way.
Mhm.
So I explain tools, but not in the training center, but at the customers.
Okay.
So basically, in their workshops, at job sites, I have basically a van full of tools,
Okay.
anything you can imagine, Festool wise, and I just basically visit you on the job site and explain the tools.
Okay. You know, we have now the Corona crisis.
Yeah.
It's really hard for us also, and I have my measurement with me, so that we have always the right distance. You know, 1.5 meter minimum, and now we are in the right way.
Around about 180.
Right.
65.
Okay, and that is of course for us also not so easy to do that. But thank you for watching us, for watching now this Festool live video. And what is the topic today? What we want to show the people today?
So basically, we have one thing today, and one thing only, which is not available for sale yet. It's
Yet.
gonna be out in like July-ish,
Right,
about
right.
early July, and it's a new table saw,
A new table saw.
TKS 80.
Right, and the special thing is that new table saw is included with the SawStop technology,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of you knows or hear about that SawStop technology, and a lot of YouTube videos are there. And now we switch to the SawStop
version.
TKS 80, and you see here the standard version, and the only thing what I have done is I pack it out of the carton, and I fold up these legs in a really easy way. You see, you have two possibilities. You use it in this way or this way. Tighten the screw, and now you can start.
So basically, there's two versions. So that's a standard version. It's just the saw. It has a regular fence with it. But later on, we're going to explain the set version, which has all the different attachments that you can use, but you don't have to use.
Right.
Basically. Yeah.
First of all, I want to start with the standard standard saw, with the TKS standard saw, and the difference between our saws, what we have now in our program is we have here the TKS 80 with SawStop technology,
Yeah.
and also with the higher cutting possibilities.
Yeah.
That means now with one turn, and you can see it here, we turn it, and you see it's really easy to go up to 80 millimeter cutting height.
Yes.
And this is really nice to use it, and also really nice is you can, with that green ring,
Wait, I'll check it from the side. There you go.
when you push it here, you can move it in a really easy way in 45 degrees, and here on the side you see the fine adjustment, and when I turn here a little bit on that side and that side, I can adjust it to 47 for this special application when you want to go more than 45 degrees.
Or less than 0 degrees, right?
Exactly, so when you go back to 0 degrees, you can also go to -1, -2 degrees. And then of course to the 0 level, and you have always the right adjustment.
So keep in mind, that's a mistake that you're probably only going to do once. When you use that tiny 2-degree adjustment part, always go back to 0, because otherwise you're going to move back to 0 thinking you're on 0 degrees or making a 90-degree cut, but it's going to be like slightly off. But those are mistakes you only do once.
Absolutely. Next step, we have to change that rifle knife,
Yep.
because we use, of course, for our work that driving knife with a dust hood is a chip deflector, and we want to mount it down here in that position. And for that I use, I have to use my tools there. So this is storage here. So I remove it.
So basically, it is necessary in at least Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and most European countries to use the chip deflector while using the saw.
Right.
So, but as soon as you have to cut grooves or anything, you can use that specific one.
Exactly,
But
because
then you gotta build something on your own to cover the blade.
to cover the blade, because
Okay.
it's not allowed to use that in this way, because it's not covered.
There.
And when you have this kind of application, you told me, you said that with the groove cuttings,
Yeah.
then of course you can use that driving knife.
Okay.
To remove the driving knife, you have to open here the table, and then you have here on the side a green lever.
Yep.
You can bring it up, and then you can
There you go.
remove it. I have always a little issues in the
Yeah,
past
yeah,
to
yeah.
remove that. Maybe I can.
But you'll get used to it. You kind of have to push it forward, angle it slightly, and get it out. It's not. It's just a getting
Thank
used to thing.
I trained him the last month, and now he trained me.
It's a give and take. Wait, look,
Right.
hold on.
So you see here on the other side we have.
So that's where the regular fence is hidden.
Right.
There's a
And
specific
this is
place.
the fence, and here we have also space for these rifle knife.
And it actually has a small picture behind it, so you know where it goes.
Right. And when you look here, you see the cartridge, and this is a place, a storage for the second cartridge when we have a release, so that you can start again with that second cartridge.
So if you have a second cartridge in there, a second saw blade at the other side, you're always ready to go if the misfortune happens of you basically touching the blade.
Right. And that is a topic what we want to show you later, of course, how it works when you come in contact with your finger with the running machine, of course, that the saw blade stops in 5 milliseconds, and 10 times faster than an airbag. Yeah?
Exactly.
That's
So
cool.
it's not even imaginable in a way how fast it is. You can't see it.
Okay, so now I want to mount here the riving knife and also with the hood. And now you see you don't need really a tool for that. You have that lever, that green lever, and it is that is all.
It's really quickly changed.
That's it.
Perfect.
So the next step is to mount these fans on the side, and you see the difference when you know the CS70 or CS50 fans that we have here separately, edge or
Yeah, a longer piece
longer
basically.
piece, right?
And some tiny wheels. There's a specific word for it. It's a bearing, I think.
Bearings, right?
Wheel bearings or
Wheel
something.
bearings, and these wheel bearings helps you to move that like a sliding fence.
So you can basically still make small cuts, not just parallel cuts, as with most table saws. They're still really flexible and however you want to use it.
Exactly.
Handy.
So we bring it in place, like that one, and now you see I have a really convenient possibility to cut all these material, for parquet layer, really quick and easy.
Some flooring and what's basically the widest piece of wood that you could cut in this way?
Good question, Julian. So I have my measure with me, and when we go back now, you see here we have now 19, and when I go a little bit deeper, so I have maximum 20 centimeter.
Almost 20.
Yeah, that I can cut with that fence, and it is sometimes the size of these kind of parquet,
Flooring boards.
laminate flooring panels.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes they ask me about how it works, and I think now it's a time to show that people how you can cut maybe a material and how that works with that control system on the side here.
Yeah. When the cartridge will release, what are the reasons for it? Can I go around it? And so on and so forth. Yeah.
Look, we need a little bit
Here.
ear protectors, and of course a little power.
We still have some.
And we have one.
I am good.
Sorry, I have only one.
Didn't have some
Then I'll connect the dust extractor here and here. Can you give me one, please?
one earbud.
Here. So it's adjusted, and now I switch on the
So you plugged it in
dust
with
extractor.
the dust extractor, and now you just push that button, and now it's
You see it blinks,
yep.
and that means that the tool tests himself that all English word parameter
Parameters.
are right,
Yeah.
and everything right. So the right saw blade, the right cartridge inside, everything works. The green light comes, and now
So
I'm
as soon
ready.
as there's only a green light, not flashing, just constantly green, you're good to go, and the cartridge is ready. So
Right.
basically, if you would touch the blade right now, the cartridge would eject and you're safe.
Exactly.
Or your finger.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
So now we go in place, deeper, and then we start.
Find the cup.
Easy way.
So far it's a saw. It's saws. It works.
Exactly. But now I have issues with that system. Then when you bring now the aluminium block here, you see automatically blinking.
Yeah.
What does it mean? So I have here now a universal saw blade.
Yeah.
And normally I change the saw blade to that
Aluminum.
aluminium saw blade.
So we got different color coding. Yellow is wood, blue is aluminum, and red
That
is for
plastic.
some veneers.
Veneer,
plastic,
coated,
yeah.
chipboard.
Really hard surfaces. Yeah.
And for that material, I have to deactivate it, sorry,
Yeah.
the system. That means I have to push the yellow button and also the green button in the same time, and when the green light is blinking, then it is possible to cut that material.
So you can basically just turn off the cartridge or the SawStop technology,
Right?
and cut things that would usually lead to a basically ruined saw blade.
Exactly. So we do one small cut with that saw blade. Of course, normally we change to that one, but we have not so much time to do that.
Yeah.
And one cut we can do that, and that you understand how it works.
Okay.
So
But-
first of all, I wait for you.
Thank you. But one thing that just brings to mind, if I would turn off the whole system, deactivate the saw, start it again, and forget to reactivate it, because I'm busy doing other things, got a phone call, and then I touch the saw blade with my finger, would it cut off my finger or would it still work?
Now that is a really good thing on that system. So automatically, when you switch off the saw,
Yeah.
it's automatically activated. So
Okay.
it's always activated. You have to deactivate it, really concentrate it with that two-finger
Yeah.
system.
So it can't happen on accident.
No.
You cannot forget to restart the system. As soon as you push the red button, the saw is gonna be normal again. SawStop's gonna work, and your fingers are safe. Okay,
That's it. Okay, now I want to show you how we can deactivate it now, because I want to cut this aluminium material. So first of all, we press the yellow button, then comes to red, and then we push. Now you have system goes to the control. I remove the aluminium, and less seconds later the system is activated again. So when you come in touch with your finger, you have then big issues.
Handy, handy.
Okay, that's it with aluminium. That's it with the adjustment for the deactivating. But now I want to show you how we can use these accessories.
Exactly, because we always talk about the SawStop technology, but not about the possibilities the saw basically has.
I want to start with that legs.
You mean the back scratchers?
Right, you can use that for that one also. It's a small joke, a guitar player a little bit. No.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
a lot of things with it.
But the most important thing is you need that when you have accessories like a extension table or a sliding table, because then it's more stability. And for that you can mount it here with 2 screws. So you tighten these screws, and then it's strong enough, and you have a really strong, stable saw.
Yeah, so it cannot slip, or it's really hard.
Then you have a really nice, what is the English name? Longitudinal parallel fence, right? Putting on place, and you see that it's really convenient. You have 1, 2, 3 adjustments. So the first big one is that you go on place, maybe 70 centimeter, you tighten it, then it's here tighten, and here you can tighten on that lever, on the black lever, and it's also tighten. And when you fine adjust it, when you want to fine adjust the system, then you have here to open the lever, tighten here, and then you can adjust here in a really easy way.
Like a 1/10 of a millimeter.
Right.
Like really, if you can see it right here.
Can see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really.
And then you tighten again, here again, and
It's good to go.
absolutely.
So you can basically make your cut, see, oh, I'm like a 1/10 of a millimeter or whatever, too far to touch it, adjust it slightly to make a perfect cut. So that's what we try to do.
Extension table, really easy to mount.
So people who already own a CS70 probably know
They
some
know
of the
it.
systems.
They know this.
It is fairly simple.
Right.
When you get it out of the box, at first you gotta make everything work, sit snug and fine, and adjust the height and the bevel. That's like, if you're quick, half an hour's work, and then you're good to go. Whenever you kind of loosen it again, put it aside and attach it again, it will still be in the same spot, so you don't have to readjust it every time.
Exactly, and also the same procedure, same situation on the back side. So you see here also the extension table for the back side, and you see here also 2 adapters
Yeah, those
for
tiny
the table and for here.
Yeah.
And these screws with that, what is missing? I don't know.
It's brass.
Brass?
I
Okay.
think it's brass.
These 2 brass fittings have to connect here and that ring, and
Yep.
then you have a perfect hole with them connected together.
And the good thing about the back part is, if you don't need it, or it's basically you don't have enough room to use it,
Yeah,
you don't have to take it off completely. You can
No.
just basically fold it down.
can show that to you now.
Move back a step.
Whoop.
Oh, there you go.
And so you have it all
Like 10 centimeters extra or something.
Yeah.
Good to go.
So we bring it in place here and here, and then we have to tighten these 2 screws. It's a little bit tricky that you will find the right position, but one, and the other side also. 2. It's good. Tighten on both sides, and then you have a really nice hoopsalan.
So there you go.
Other one, and here also
And you can see that it's
Looks good, huh?
perfectly aligned. Noise.
I like it.
I like it.
So then we have the next
Back scratcher.
stretcher. We use it here on that side, and we have also here 2 screws.
Same game as on the
Yeah.
other side.
We bring them in
Basically.
place.
Are they the same, so you can just move them around, or do
Yeah.
they have to be specific?
Yeah.
No, it's just all the same.
All the same. And
Easy.
also tighten. You can bring it a little bit forward or back. This is no issue. But,
So if you have uneven ground, you
right.
can just adjust it.
good.
There you go.
Tighten.
One thing missing.
Sliding table. And this sliding table, this is the same sliding table what we also use for the CS50. And we have here 2 possibilities. You can use it in that position, or you can use it in that position. It depends what kind of application you have.
Yeah.
So now I have here also a small screw. Maybe you can show that, and that screw helps me to lock the sliding table on that, guiding.
Guiding rail,
Rail.
basically. So it's good for transport, but also if you need it fixed to a specific place when you're cutting something,
Right.
it just stays where it's supposed to.
So, bring in place. To mount on that table, we have here also a green small symbol, and that symbol
It looks like a screw.
looks like a screw, and we have to bring that in the same position.
Yeah.
And then we push it a little bit down, and we try to find the hole from my screw nut. I don't know, is it the right way? Yes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Here also, and when it's tightened, then it's locked. And you see here also like screw with a rubber,
Yeah.
and it is my stopper in front and also in
In the back.
the back.
And you can also adjust it. Just loosen the screw and put it to whatever place you need, but usually it's in the back and in the front so your table doesn't slide off the rail.
Right.
Okay.
Here my fans for cut these cross cuts.
So even though it has steel bearings and whatnot, you can still fix it to a specific place and use it as a regular.
Right. And I like that because you have also possibility to adjust here different angles. So you have to move, lift up that
Yeah.
small pit, and then you can do it in a really easy way to bring the different angles, 45 degrees, 75 degrees, depends what you need.
So you can basically use it a bit as a miter saw too.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
So that's it. What can we show now? I think really interesting also to make bevel cuts, so 45 degrees cuts.
Because there's a
And-
slight difference to
Yeah.
CS70 and CS50, because on those two saws, the blade moves or bevels to the other direction. So right here, it goes to the left direction, and
Right.
the other saws to the right direction. What's the purpose? So why do we do that?
So I want to show you that in a sample. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah, just make a smaller one.
A small one, like that one. We go a little bit up. And so when I adjust it now to 45 degrees, for example, now the saw blade bevels to the left side. In
Yep.
Europe, the mostly saws bevels to the right side, but that means that always my good side is on the table, and when I move that, I have scratches sometimes, and also a much more splintering.
Yep.
And with that example, I want to show you now the difference.
Yep.
So first of all, I have now these material. Just a moment, we have to tighten it a little bit. Here you have a little bit splintering.
Yeah.
So on the side where it's up is really clean. So now we adjust it here. So this is the good side.
Yep. So that's basically your kitchen top or whatever.
Exactly. We bring it now in place.
And take into account that we are using the basic saw blade that comes with the saw. We're not using any specific blades, and we'll see what it's gonna look like.
Exactly. So we switch it on. I like that. So look at here. That is the cutting on the opposite side, and that is the cutting on the side.
So
And you
basically,
have, really
almost no tearing,
absolutely.
just a good cut.
And that is why we change now that we have always the good side on the top, and also when we go through the fence, we have here not the issue that always the sharpened edge go under my
Slightly.
fence.
Yeah.
We have here now the possibility that we can go directly here, and we can make a cut, and then you can make really nice corpuses together, of course, with that thing.
Yeah.
You see a lot of applications. What
So
we
it's
can
not
do
just
is that
SawStop, it's also a
and
good saw.
SawStop is also inside.
Yeah.
And I think that is the next what we want to show now. Our user and our people, they are watching now the Festool live, and of course, maybe you know in Germany we have more than 4,000 accidents every year
Yeah.
with table saws, and this is really heavy because
Every couple of minutes,
Minutes.
every 2 hours,
2 hours.
round about 2 hours,
Yeah.
there's a person in Germany, just in Germany.
maybe also in other countries, but we have
Yeah.
this example. We look in the on the government side.
Yeah.
This really horrible situation, and this is really good that we have now a table saw with that SawStop technology.
So earlier we were talking about it. There's 3 people in the room right now. Christian, who's operating the camera, and Frank and me. And Frank and me, we both had the issue of cutting ourselves with big saws. Basically, for me, it was a bandsaw, and I was out for 2 weeks. Couple of stitches, getting that thing fixed again, and so on and so forth. Nothing cut off, but again, in it basically. And you can talk to people, anybody that works with wood in a way, carpenters, cabinet makers, anybody knows somebody who cut himself.
Exactly.
And that's a good way to prevent it, or just with one tool prevent it.
You see, yes. When you tell me that story, I think always I have the same issue
just
also in my
goosebumps.
fingers, and you know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
That is the situation. So we have here the cartridge, and that cartridge is mounted into the saw.
Yeah.
And when I come in contact with my finger, a signal activates directly the saw blade, the SawStop technology, and that aluminium block rams into the saw blade, and automatically the whole saw blade switched under the table, or moves under the
It
table.
basically uses the saw's force that it has to move the blade inside. It's getting, there's like mechanisms inside that will
Right.
not make the machine hurt,
No,
so the machine will stay intact. The only thing you have to replace is the blade and the cartridge,
right.
which right now in Germany is about 90 euros for a cartridge, and the blade, depending on what blade you're using,
Right.
between like 70 and whatever, so around about 200 euros to replace that, which is in no way comparable to losing a finger in the worst case, or just
Absolutely.
cutting a finger.
Absolutely. Right.
And also, we mentioned it earlier in a way, but SawStop is a company that exists since 10 to 20 years.
You worked in the US in the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to work in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Wisconsin.
And what kind of saws they use there?
SawStop.
SawStop.
Like on every job site, in every school, in most people use as table saws, SawStop saws.
And that is exactly important for us to know in Europe, because that technology is really, I don't know the English word, ausgereift. It's really
It just works.
engineered. It works.
Yeah, it's been tested thousands of
Exactly.
times.
So they sold maybe, I heard 80,000
round about.
saws
Yeah.
about the SawStop technology, and this is fantastic. It
Exactly.
works.
Exactly.
Okay, now I want to show you how it works, and before I use my finger, no, I don't use my finger, because for your understanding, I go in contact with the saw blade. That means I have a little bit, a small scratch.
Yeah, you nicked it.
Yeah, right.
Tiny nip.
And for that, I use the original Frankfurter Würstchen.
Good old Frankfurters.
And so, just a moment. Look for one.
One that's not nicked yet.
No. So, a really nice sausage. So there's nothing. That's pretty good. Okay.
Looking good.
Yeah, looking good. And before I use the sausage, I want to cut the panel, that you see how fast I move the panel through the saw blade. And after that application, after that moving, I readjust the fence and bring the sausage on place.
Yeah.
And then I bring the sausage with the panel together to the saw blade, and then you see how it works with the reaction from the saw blade.
Go ahead.
Or SawStop. So everything is adjusted. I want to bring that a little bit smaller in that
Still is
position.
the light green.
Alright, bring the dust extractor in the right position. And I go in the maximum height that you see really good how it works. Normally, of course, we go in that height with what kind of material we have.
Yep.
Here we have the 80mm cutting height. So we just now start.
I didn't see it. It's just too quick.
So let us look.
Well, there you
You
go.
see it in the little video?
Yeah, tiny.
Unbelievable, huh?
So it's basically Band-Aid and you're good to go.
That's it. Always, all the time when I do that presentation, I can't believe it.
We did
This
it
is
so many times and
Yeah.
it still boggles me.
fantastic. Okay. Thank you for the SawStop. We need it. We need it. But now I want to show you how fast you can change the cartridge and also the saw blade to
Make it
To-
work again.
to make it work again. And so remove the fence, the parallel fence. Then also I removed the extension because then it's easier to see how I change that. And you can see also how fast we can
Yeah.
remove the table.
So it's just gonna be a couple of minutes. Basically the tools are in the back.
Then we switch off, we disconnect, then we can also open the, oops, this way, and then on that green lever we can change coverage, and now you see here inside the cartridge. And before we loosen that green lever, we have to bring the saw blade in the right position. That means I have to turn.
So basically the height was just still adjusted to maximum height, but the blade isn't there anymore. So you
Right.
still have to bring it back to the usual spot.
Exactly. Then we bring it up, and so now you see here that green lever,
Yeah.
and that is the screw or the fixing point for the cartridge.
So it's basically just a safety mechanism in a way.
Right,
It wouldn't work if it's not in place.
exactly. But now I have to remove that. Come on. Okay.
There you go.
It's like a key, huh? But without that key, you cannot use this all. I need also small gloves
Yep.
on my fingers because now I
Sharp
come in
blades.
contact with the saw blade, and this is much safer now. And yeah, then I have to remove. And the nice thing is now when you have release, you don't need a second
Yep.
spanner.
Exactly. It's a quick way to change a blade, but it's slightly expensive.
Right?
Okay, good.
And also nice to see for you is here we have
Slightly bevel edge.
a bevel edge, and you can bring it in place there, and then you can
Because there's so much pressure
on that,
through the cartridge basically, so
Right.
you have to release it.
and then you can remove the whole system.
And there you go.
That's it. And you see here that really deformed aluminium block, and so there's a really heavy
A lot of force on it.
yeah, right. The next step is to mount a new cartridge, and now we need that cartridge.
Oh, we put it in place.
What we have here on plates. I hope I can find it. Can you reach it? I don't know. Click.
Yeah. Jetzt hat er.
Looks like that one.
There we go.
Back.
So it's a bit easier to grab it if you don't have the sliding table next to it, but it's still possible.
Yeah, right. And so you have here the contacts.
So it's basically just you plug it in and you're good to go.
Exactly.
And you don't have to be an electrician or anything.
No,
for it.
nothing.
And you use that key, as you call it, which is a perfect description. It just looks like a key.
Yeah.
Just put it in place, lock it,
Lock it, and that's
lock
it.
it, load it.
Now we need also a saw blade.
Yeah, we're just gonna use
I used
fine cut or ripping. This one.
in place. Now I use my okay. And of course now I have to tighten
And now you need both trees.
to the straight.
There you go.
Okay, that's it. Our chip deflector, dust extractor hood again, so we don't need a key or a tool. And then we have to tighten, to loosen the housing. Also, that one.
So that one just basically you put it in, push it down, done.
Done. Only what we have to do is now to check it. So we bring the power on it. Go on the
So now the red light is blinking, so that
Right.
means the system is checking basically.
right, and then 10 seconds more or less, and normally it's now green, and when you go in contact, that is my control, it works.
So basically, if you would make a mistake, it would show you there's
Exactly.
nothing, something's not right. Please check me.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Good to go.
So Julian, thank you very much for helping me on that saw, and I'm really happy that we have here now a saw with that SawStop technology to prevent injurious accidents, and
Definitely.
hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.